Please join with me in a spirit of prayer. Breathe, because here you are. Come, Spirit of the living God. You breathed over the waters of creation. You breathe life into all things and love into all hearts, animating all that is good and holy, beautiful and true. We thank you for having brought us to this day. Through months and years of long nights and hard labor, exploration and experimentation, curiosity and creativity, study and contemplation and conversation. We thank you for having brought us to this day, for loves won and lost, for enduring friendship, for the achievements and failures that have shaped us, for the memories and the scars that we will carry with us. We thank you for having brought us to this day, for our families, our mentors, and the communities who have labored to make our studies possible, who have cheered and counseled, consoled and prodded us from beginning to end. Thank you for today and for the joy that fills our hearts. You have been our ever-present companion, and as we celebrate the lives of these students, we pray, do not abandon us now. Though you blow where you will and we do not know where you will lead us, be with us on our new roads. Come, living God, divine lover, and holy mystery. You are fire. Enkindle the flame of love in our hearts for each new person and place that we meet. You are light. Brighten our minds with openness and understanding, and dispel the shadows of ignorance and prejudice. You are truth. Set us free from blind ambition and free us to stand with those bowed down by oppression. You are gentle dove. Shower us with mercy. You are the voice of gladness. Make our hearts sing. You are life. May we know it in full. Come, Creator Spirit, and set us on fire.
Please be seated. Thank you. From Isaiah 58:6, Halo ze tzom evcharehu, pateach חרצובות רשע, התר אגודות מותה, ושלח רצוצים חופשים, וכל מותה תנתקו. 6-10. This is the fast I choose, to undo the bonds of wickedness, to loose the cords of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, to break every yoke. It is to share bread with the hungry, to take the poor wanderer into your home. When you see the naked, to clothe them, and not to ignore your own kin. Then may your light break through like the dawn, and your healing quickly begin to grow. God's righteousness shall march before you. God's splendor shall be a guard behind you. Then when you call, God will answer. When you cry, God will say, "Here I am." If you banish the yoke from among you, the pointed finger and evil speech, and give your spirit to the hungry, and satisfy the famished, then shall your light shine in darkness, and your gloom shall be like noonday.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Commencement at Davidson College. We are so glad that you are all here with us. I want especially to welcome President Emeritus John Kirkendall and Missy Kirkendall and members of the Board of Trustees who are here with us today. I know I speak for the class of 2017 when I thank our fantastic staff who make today so effortless for the rest of us. Nearly everyone who works at Davidson College has a hand in making today possible. And these same people, the ones who built the stage, care for our campus, and manage our logistics, are our educational partners every day. Their commitment to and mentoring of our students makes the Davidson educational experience truly distinctive. The faculty are the heart of any educational institution, and it is my privilege and blessing to work with these talented and brilliant people every day. Let's acknowledge them. On this day, we celebrate the service of members of the college community who are retiring this year. Let me ask those who are present to stand so that we may express our thanks to the whole group after I have read all the names. Victoria Pamintuan, 12 years. Greg Shepard, 17 years. Pat Aubin, 18 years. Sandy Poole, 18 years. Robert Brandon, 20 years. Kay Fillar, 21 years. Jan Blodgett, 23 years. Julie Memrick, 23 years. Thomas Shandley, 23 years. Brenda King, 27 years. Catherine Slawi Sutton, 32 years. Lydia Lorenzen, 34 years. Linda Faulkner, 36 years. William Brown, 37 years. Bill Giddis, 37 years. And Buster Covington, 42 years. Five graduating seniors who would be here are instead in Lexington, competing in the National Ultimate Frisbee Championships. Now, I just learned this morning that we made the finals, so they played at 8 o'clock this morning. So please join me in wishing Chris, Dylan, Henry, Patrick, and Ben the best of luck in the finals, which I believe are tomorrow. So for those of you who are timing me, my time begins now. So getting to this day is a big deal. You should all be really proud. And life is a team sport. So I invite the class of 2017 to turn around and give a round of applause to all of these incredible people who have supported you along your 4-year journey. Now, with apologies to family and friends out there, I'm really going to talk to these guys because we've had some extraordinary times together. Generally speaking, you guys have been really fun to watch. Over the past 4 years, you've turned your ideas, your voices, your friendships, and your bodies into compelling and beautiful works of art on the stage and the canvas, online and in the street, in the lab, the library, the union, on the track, the field, the court, the course, and in the pool. You've helped refugees find a home and registered first-time voters. You've taught at-risk children to read, synchronized Shakespeare, broken A10 records, and performed the national anthem in Oracle Arena. Every single person, everybody, who heard the debate that you, Davidson's Democrats, Libertarians, and Republicans staged on that lawn over there, every single person would have happily voted for one of you had that been an option. Through efforts you initiated, Davidson now has a shared economy for textbooks, interview clothes, electronics, and other important items. The Student Government Association office is named for Anthony Fox, former U.S. Secretary of Transportation and the first African-American president of the SGA here at Davidson. The library walls are adorned with art that you curate. And just think about the new programs you've created here on campus. Community building initiatives like Plates of Faith, Campus as Lab, and Leadership, Equity, and Justice, each of which fosters conversation across differences in faith, politics, ethnicity, race, gender identity, and opinion. You've started advocacy movements like It's on Us, 1 in 4, the Visibility Project, and Drop the I Word that fight for a genuinely inclusive campus. It hasn't always been easy. This journey has been no crystal stair. There were false starts, obstacles, detours, and there was joy. And you didn't give up. And here you are. You leave a formidable legacy. Davidson College is stronger, more courageous, wiser, and more humane because you were here. The work you did rests on a strong foundation, an enduring foundation. We are all lucky to be a part of the Davidson community. Now, there are a lot of great colleges out there filled with smart young people who want to change the world. And yet Davidson's clarity of purpose makes this place genuinely distinctive. Here at Davidson, you've learned that difference-making leadership that can make a difference in the world is not about being in charge. It's about existing simultaneously in two different realities. Read the news, look around, talk to your friends. Our country, our world is not as it could be. People are not as we could be. To grow up as a person who can truly lead, you have to find a way to stand between the hard realities of things as they are and your keen awareness of what is possible. You have to exist in, and yes, you have to love this world, even as you work towards the one you know could be. Parker Palmer calls this living in the tragic gap. Standing here and staying comfortable here is not easy. Focus too much on the hard realities, and you become a disillusioned cynic. You decide that people can't be trusted and that the world is too broken. You stop thinking about change. Pretty soon, you stop thinking about other people altogether and start looking out only for yourself. You give up. Focus too much on the world that could be, and you become an ineffective idealist. You can't lead because no one will listen. You can't serve because you're too naive to see the grim truths about those you want to help and the situations you want to change. You can't accomplish anything. Leadership is about learning to live with your eyes and your mind and your heart open in this tragic gap between the world that is and the world that could be. It's about rejoicing in the unexpected, precious gifts of the here and now, even as you keep your hand on the plow and push on, working for lasting change. That's why at Davidson, we nurture humane instincts, compassion, empathy, humility, moral courage, qualities that help you grow comfortable in this in-between space, the gap between what is and what could be. If you stand here, you can lead. You can work for reconciliation, not revenge, even though you know that peace is fragile. You can address injustice when you see it, even though you might see the very same injustice again tomorrow. You can risk trust even after betrayal, though you might be hurt again. You can seek out people whose views you despise, even though you cannot imagine finding common ground. If you think about it, people who make a difference, people who have impact, they manage to stand in this tragic gap between the world that is and the world that could be. I can't tell you how to do this. You have to figure that out for yourself. However, I do know that your experiences here in this community have revealed 3 good starting points. First, listen before you talk. To make change, you need to speak the language of the people you're trying to persuade. Only by listening can you figure out how to build a bridge from your position to that of those who disagree. Their words are the material you need to build this bridge. You may give up in the end, some bridges can't be built, and some people will burn them down. But don't assume that from the get-go. Listen before you talk. Secondly, live like a human being. There are limits to what humans can know. We are rarely in control. We are all vulnerable. And if you approach other people through the shared human condition, if you begin not with suspicion, but with empathy, you will build stronger connections with the people you love and find more common ground with everyone else. Finally, choose hope over fear. See the world as a place of abundance and promise. Believe in a future you can't yet see. Guy Clark said it best. Be one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Now, the world is all before you. It's vast. It's beautiful. It is not a safe or simple place. You're ready. And no matter where your journey takes you, you're not alone. You carry all of us, our love, and this special place in you and with you forever. I end with a Franciscan prayer. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, hunger, and war so that you may reach out your hand. And may God bless you with the foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in this world so that you leave here and do what others claim cannot be done. Congratulations. Dean Thomas Shanley will now present the Algernon Sidney Awards. This is Dean Shanley's final official commencement at Davidson, and I invite you to thank him on behalf of the entire college for his 23 years of service on this podium.
Well, good morning. It is my privilege to announce the student and community recipients of the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award. It is given annually on this day to those individuals who exemplify the fine spiritual qualities practically applied to daily living, who usually go to persons who have given unselfish service without due recognition. The 2017 community recipient of the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award goes to an individual who for many years humbly and without fanfare served the poor and disadvantaged, who can often be overlooked and forgotten in this highly educated and affluent community. He worked for many years in Davidson's financial aid office. Nonetheless, even then, he found the time in the 1980s to play a leading role in creating the Ada Jenkins Center, which provides much-needed services to the poor and underrepresented in our community. According to those who nominated him, he has spent many hundreds of hours doing unpaid labor to make the buildings suitable for occupancy, while also serving on committees which brought the modern Ada Jenkins Center into being. Our recipient has also worked for many years to bridge the gap between Davidson's black and white communities. He was a leader in Common Ground, a biracial group which sought to make Davidson one community, and also participates in the joint Davidson College Presbyterian Church, Davidson Presbyterian Church Book Club, which seeks to foster closer relations between the town's historically white and historically black Presbyterian congregations. He's also worked to help the poor and homeless in our community. He drives the van to bring homeless individuals to DCPC as a part of the Room at the Inn program. He works at the Mooresville Soup Kitchen, and he works in Davidson's Habitat for Humanity. As his nominators note, he is engaged selflessly in a wide range of activities that center on carrying out acts of service that are not glamorous, but that are of great benefit to the recipients of his attention. Davidson College is proud to bestow the 2017 Algernon Sidney Sullivan Community Award to Gordon Peck. Our 2017 student recipient of the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award goes to a senior from Taylor, South Carolina, who is distinguished by her quiet but decisive and impactful leadership in so many facets of community life. In the Leadership, Equity, and Justice Intergroup Dialogue program, which seeks to build trust and respect between white students and students of color, her engagement and persistence led all in that effort. She also provided outstanding service in the Residence Life Office in numerous roles. One nominator says that her positivity over the years has been contagious, inspiring to her residents, her peers, and the professional staff. She does not simply find the silver lining on difficult days. She is the silver lining for so many people. Through this positivity and empathy, she has created a more inclusive environment for students of color, international students, students with physical disabilities, mental health concerns, and first-generation students. In regard to her service in the Leadership, Equity, and Justice group, one nominator stated that she carries herself with a rare combination of humility, dignity, forthrightness, openness to all others of all ethnicities, deep religious faith that is simultaneously respectful of the faiths and worldviews of others with no hint of judgmentalism. She has been instrumental in facilitating constructive engagement among Davidson students surrounding difficult issues of race, social class, disability, gender, and sexuality throughout her time at Davidson. For all you have done to inspire not just your peers, but so many in this community, Davidson is proud to present the 2017 Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award, Student Award, to Nadia Rose Glover.
The Hunter Hamilton Love of Teaching Award was established by Dr. James Presley Hamilton, Davidson class of 1954, and his wife, Gray Hunter Hamilton, to honor their parents and to recognize the special joy and enthusiasm that are part of the teaching profession at Davidson. We welcome Isabel Hamilton Owen, who is here with us this morning. The first award. This professor has earned the respect and admiration of students throughout the years for rigorous courses, dynamic teaching, and uncommonly attentive mentoring, inspiring students to achieve more than they thought possible. In the words of one student, the enthusiasm and integrity through which this professor conducts research and their love of teaching and devotion to students set the foundation I try to emulate in my own career. As an accomplished scholar, this professor is renowned for making research come to life for students. Students marvel at this professor's ability to take exceptionally complicated readings and artfully craft a coherent and compelling story in order to explain the ideas. In one student's words, "I was amazed by how quickly class went by. I always felt I could sit for longer and learn more. She makes exceptionally complex subjects easy to understand by making sure to explain the big picture and by using insightful analogies." This professor also recognizes when a student might be struggling academically or personally, asking how she can help. As one student recounted, "I sent her a frantic email at 6 p.m. asking to meet sometime in the coming week. She responded immediately that she could either see me at 6:30 p.m. that evening or sometime the following afternoon. When I walked into her office 30 minutes later, she took one look at my splotchy face and red eyes and said, 'This doesn't look like something that should wait until tomorrow.' She then spent an hour of her evening walking me through what I needed to do to get a handle on all the things I felt were spiraling out of control in my life." Inspiration is the norm in this professor's courses. One student, who by her own admission had numerous wonderful professors at Davidson, said this professor stood out among them. She writes, "After just several weeks into the class, I felt like she was my greatest supporter. It was as if one day I signed up for her class, the next I was energized about my field of study, the next I was more confident in my major, and then I was more confident in myself as a person." This professor has consistently served as a tremendous resource for students as they plan their next steps beyond Davidson. She regularly asks students about their interests and thoughtfully shares opportunities that match students' goals. One student's glowing recommendation shared that she is neither my first or second official thesis advisor, but I've sought her advice for course registration and post-graduation decisions, and she has always made time to lend a listening ear and have an open conversation so that I can reach my goals. Another student, while in graduate school at Harvard, wrote, "There is little doubt in my mind that if it were not for this professor, I would not be where I am today. She encouraged me to apply to places where I would have been too intimidated to apply on my own, telling me that I was well on my way to a successful career in the sciences." Another student memorably describes the results of this professor's mentoring when she writes, "I've heard so many biology students from all class years and even alumni rave about how she has done so much for them. It's like she is a success factory. One student after another, this professor keeps shooting us all up into the outer reaches of our potential." For expertly cultivating your students' intellectual curiosity, guiding their career explorations, and simultaneously nurturing their emotional well-being, we are deeply honored to present the 2017 Hunter Hamilton Love of Teaching Award to you, Professor Barbara Lum. I'll now read the second citation. "The professor we honor today is the kind of professor you only meet once in a lifetime, if you're lucky." An alumnus echoes this praise. "From prestigious schools in Kenya to St. Andrews in Scotland, never have I met a teacher with more passion and dedication to student well-being and success. Caring, enthusiastic, and challenging come rolling off the page as students, alumni, and alumni alike write about their experiences with this professor." One student wrote, "The commitment to students goes far beyond the traditional call of duty for teaching." An alumna wrote, "I would walk with my roommate to class, talking excitedly about what I was about to learn. From making sure everyone in the class was involved to helping us achieve remarkable things, students are pushed to examine our ideas in the context of history, philosophy, and greater intellectual depth." An alumnus writes, "This teacher was studied and insightful in lecture, personable and hilarious in small sessions, candid but supportive in individual critique. This professor stimulates extraordinary accomplishments, whether it's from a non-major or from those who will major in the subject. This professor believes in thoroughly challenging, really challenging students because a lot is expected of us. This teacher is praised for being always available for discussion and meeting individually at least weekly with every student. Another student has never seen a professor work harder or be more dedicated to the success of students. This is the requirement I dreaded the most," says one alumnus. But from the first day of class, it was obvious that this professor had a true passion for the subject material and that there was little chance of me sliding under the radar just to receive my fine arts credit. Student lives have been touched in many ways by this professor. One student believes that this professor's guidance, insight, and support have opened possibilities for me of which I could never have conceived. This professor faces the challenge of teaching medium, technique, and theory simultaneously. His patience and skill as a teacher helped inexperienced students to master tools and techniques so that they could begin expressing their ideas in physical form, and helped more experienced students to grow in whatever direction called them. An alumna reports, "It didn't take long for me to fall in love with the medium under his guidance. I learned things that I never thought I would. In just 3 months, I mastered complex crafts such as welding, bronze casting, and working with wood." Another writes, "His enthusiasm for sculpture and for the teaching of his craft was apparent from the beginning. Whether in lecture, studio time, or office hours, he was fully present, attention exclusively focused on our work. He would wake up in the middle of every night to make sure the sometimes unreliable burnout kiln was still lit. This was crucial to the success of a pour into which students had put weeks of work. As one alumnus put it, more than he has taught me how to be an artist, he has taught me how to think and contextualize the complexities that permeate every aspect of life." An alumna encapsulates all of these sentiments. "I wish I could tell you in person of the awe, respect, and gratitude that I feel for him. He has truly altered the course of my life. Because of your unparalleled commitment to your craft and your students, for your genuine concern for their personal and intellectual welfare, and for your love of teaching, we are honored to present the 2017 Hunter Hamilton Award to you, Professor of Art, Court Savage."
Each year at commencement, the seniors with the highest cumulative grade point averages receive first and second honors. This year, we have a two-way tie for first honors. As I call the names of this year's recipients, would you please come to the platform to receive your awards? First honors for the class of 2017, Hannah Elise Fuller and Vincent Eno Thomas Hickel.
I have two awards, two announcements. So The Ben Calendar Award commemorates the life of a resilient student who was always putting others before himself. Ben worked intensely as a student body president and as a health advisor before his passing in the spring of 2016. This year's recipient is a native of Queens, New York. As Ben's SGA partner, she embodied the same passion and positive attributes as Ben. As one student said, "I don't know a single person that has a bad word to say about her." Dara stepped up after Ben's passing and took a role she never sought as the student body president this year. Described by another student as one of the kindest women I know, she led with strength, conviction, a determination to serve all students with some level of sacrifice for her own ambitions. She truly put others' needs before her own and is richly deserving of this first Ben Calendar Award. The 2017 Ben Calendar Award goes to Dara Jolene Ferguson. And the class of 2017 has made a tangible impact since our first day as students. This year, we wanted our senior class gift to be reflective of that impact and to leave a lasting legacy for our class. The senior class gift is a contribution to the Fund for Davidson, which raises current use dollars for programs that benefit us every day as students, from scholarships, athletics, research, and the arts. I'm very proud to say that under the leadership of our senior class gift co-chairs, Jade McGeehee and Sam Wenstill, that over 400 members of our class have donated $3,469 to the Fund for Davidson this year. At the beginning of this year, President Quillen challenged our class to reach 90% participation in our senior class gift. And if we did, she would give $10,000 to the Fund for Davidson in honor of the class of 2017. And I'm excited to say that we did, as of yesterday, reach that 90% goal. And so with President Quillen's challenge gift, our class's total contribution to the college is more than $13,000. In addition to this monetary gift, our class has reported thousands of hours of service to the community this year. Of the students who reported their hours, the average number of service hours from a member of the class of 2017 was 50 for the year of 2016-2017 academic year. This is proof of what we all know to be true, that we are all dedicated to lives of leadership and service, and we are prepared to be servant leaders in our new community when we leave this place. Thank you all for the impact you've had in this school and on the world in the past, present, and future. And thanks, Mom and Dad.
In August, 8 members of the class of 2017 will graduate. We recognize them today along with their classmates. Will all of our class of 2017 August graduates please rise? And please come forward as your name is called. Maria Jose Arias Saavedra. Alyssa Marie Glover. Deanna Hope Grayson. Elizabeth Christina Lisacatos. Joshua Charles Sawyer. Eleanor Charlotte Seaman. Satya Siang. Jonathan David Zelistowski. Will those students who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science please stand? President Quillen, I have the honor to present these students who, having fulfilled the requirements set by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Science, are now to receive their diplomas.
By the authority of the state of North Carolina, with the approval of the faculty and with the consent of the trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Tyler Andrews Agard. Leslie Magali Alvarado. Allison Juliet Arocha Caceres. Dustin Tyler Atchley. Justin Haim Atias. Joshua Haim Atias. My apologies. Nicholas John Belanda. Destiny Roche Barnes. Arthur Lee Bean IV. Arnold Edward Bierman III. Luther David Bolick. Jenna Elizabeth Buet. Magdalene May Boyd. Taylor Elise Brendel. William Dennison Brewster Jr. Thomas Jean Buca. Mackenzie Lomaga Carey. Victoria Shamel Carroll. Alexander Jacob Casper. Cameron Gaylor Causey. Sabrina Chima. Nora Hazel Clark. John Walter Cook. Elizabeth Matthews Crosby. Laura Shelby Dameron Dalton. Chase Obed Davis. Kyle Wesley Dembart. Raphael Jamel Douglas. Matthew Dernan Dwyer. Sophia Marie Emmons. Judson Holt Evans III. Evan Roy Faris. Ryan Andrew Felice. John Powell Flynn. Sidney Hamilton Foyle. Brian Edward Fortier. Yasmin Ali Francis. Emily Ann Franklin. Casey Madeline Gass. Manusos Rafael Yamukis. Nadia Rose Glover. Catherine Grace Gummel-Kaiwitz, honors in English. Gabriel Stefano Gonzalez Portillo. Abigail Rebecca Griffin. Eric Richard Haas. Varenya Ranjani Hariharan, honors in Hispanic Studies. Grace Ellen Harper. Taylor Daniel Harris. Alex Cameron Harvey. Dana Clark Harvey. Melissa Sharda Haben. Alexander Franklin Heron. Jillian Reed Hyatt. Sarah Elizabeth Holmes. Harold Thomas Gerald III. Obai Muhammad Kamara. Nathaniel Ray Kindig. Kristen Alicia Kohler. Elizabeth Ann Lackey. Christopher Mark Lamb. Jennifer Marie Laws. Jaeyoung Lee. Mon-Sham Mason Lin. Jordan Claremont Marshall. Franzia Frederique Martin. Eric Mackenzie Matson. Anna Caroline Mauser. Andrew Christian McAuliffe. Grant Robert McClure. Bruno Morau. Kwa An Nguyen. James Harrison Padley. Anuja Murgesh Patel. Allison Pell. Nicole Ariel Patiglio. Rachel Lynn Piles. Chase Michael Plabani. Monica Pradell. Maximilian George Wickham Pragnell. Melanie Lachey Ransom. Thomas Candler Rhodes. Judith Noemi Rosales Rivas, honors in neuroscience. Ann Campbell Rowland. David Carlos Sanchez. Benjamin Dean Scarafoni in absentia. Michael Joseph Schroeder. Kayla Lynn Seymour. Robert Jacob Sidwell. Henry Carl Siebentrit, in absentia. Leah Catherine Silver. Robert Andrew Simmons. Taylor McCrary Simmons. Arden Grace Simone. Robert Morris Smith. Matthew Thomas St. Lawrence. Ryan Charles Stilson. Ryan Thomas Taylor. Elijah Andrew Teague. Izam Uston. Caleb Tyler Warren. Darby Alexa Williams. Catherine Page Williams. Will those students who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please stand? President Quillen, I have the honor to present these students who, having fulfilled the requirements set by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, are now to receive their diplomas.
By the authority of the state of North Carolina, with the approval of the faculty and with the consent of the trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Maria Isabella Abiad. Christopher Jackson Alberton. Lashana Thelma Alexander. Jeremy Elkanah Azio Andriadis. Elijah Dale Andrews. Philip Lawson Bader, in absentia. Oh, you're here. All right. Excellent. Christian Bradford Baker. Jennifer Ann Bellarda. Anya Bharat Ram. Cameron Paul Block. Courtney Nicole Bowles. Jenna Marie Brunner. Paige Kirsten Buckland. Andrew Stewart Burton. William Huffman Bird. Jonathan Truitt Campbell. Josephine Rose Cannell. Emma Catherine Cardwell. Jared Stanley Carr. Catherine Elizabeth Carter. Nathan Loyal Casey. Tanarut Thomas Chaisusambun. Melissa Chervin. Christine Ka-ul Choi. Brendan Patrick Lamka Condren. Caitlin Shaw Connor. Carolyn Cater Corley, in absentia. Adelaide Christine Cummings. Benjamin Thomas Daniels. Alton Spencer Davies. Griffin Thomas Davis. Gabriel Anthony Dorrit Kendall. Lucy Gray Myers Douglas. John Paul Edgerton. Catherine Edelyn English. Alexandra Ann Foston. Christian Jasper Fechter. Ann Kimberly Federico. Dara Jolene Ferguson. Morgan Elizabeth Fry. Joseph Howard Gallagher. Jean Paul Garcia. Jack Gilbert Gibbs III. Matthew Curry Gilliland. Alexander Nisbet Gould. Spencer Byrne Grady Paul. India Olivia Denise Green. Thomas Carlton Gwynn. Madeline Dent Guys. Alexandra Marie Hale. Mitchell Hahn. Victoria Josephine Hanover. Connor Michael Harp. Jordan Michael Hart. Matthew Ryan Harvey. Arsalan Hashmi. Elizabeth Morgan Hellsberg. Paul Thayer Henderson. Gareth Griffin Hill. Peter Charles Hillink. Jeremy Ford Holland in absentia. William Cameron Hudson Marshall. Christopher Edward Johnson, Honors in Political Science in absentia. London Elizabeth Judge. Alia Arabella Carut. Benjamin Ryan Case. Ian Kenneth Kelly. Andrew Thomas Kennison. Daniel Taman Kim. India Lyle Klein. Nathan Elias Cronenberg. Calder Remington Labriola. George Hardin Law. Diem Tien Q Lia. Ryan Stefan Leek. Daniel Brooks Lessig. Hugh Jackson McGuire. Christopher Michael Masoni. Jasmine Young McCarty. Courtney Lavon McCullers. Morgan Casey McGrath. Cormac Joseph McShane. Evan Mullen Mitchell. Jalen Ahmad Mize. Mary Elizabeth Moore. Michael Thomas Moore. Dakota Nicole Moreland. Austin Lowry Newsom. Leonidas Jacob Newton. Desmond Michael Nagowski. David Zachary Natty. Boluatife Uluwasho Udumasu. Erin Louise O'Keefe. Carolina Ordonez Coronel. Maya Rihanna Packer. Alexander Francis Polinsky. Emily Catherine Palmer. Nicholas Theodore Papeliu. Connor Oakley Perky. Gabriella Elizabeth Phillips. Grant James Polofsky. Christopher Lloyd Powell. Nicholas Edwin Ragsdale. Michelle Guadalupe Reina. Alejandra Rodriguez. Ricardo Javier Saad Beretta. Dylan Andrew Sandlin in absentia. Hannah Louise Saucier. Virginia Howard Saylor. Thomas Charles Shepper. Mary Amanda Scott. Sarah Shaw. Malika Nicole Simmons. Peter Roland Sisk. Riley Jackson Sloan. Patrick Farrell Sposter in absentia. Dana Lynn Stacy Luke. Graham Mulqueen Steele. Sarah Mae Stein. Michael Lewis Sterenberg. Joy Colette Stevens. Matthew West Strecker in absentia. Travis Wilson Stubblefield. Joseph Takashi Sullivan. Joseph John Summerell VII. Kenise Ayana Thompson. Bryce Hamilton Trotter. Edward Berkeley Ukrop. Christine Page Vale. Lou Ann Volpe. Cody Michael White. Weston Edward Whitmire. Jada Simone Wiggleton Little, honors in philosophy. William Mills Werlow. Nur Yagmur. Zohaib Shaheen Zafar. Felicia Z. Will those students who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science cum laude or Bachelor of Arts cum laude please stand? President Quillen, I have the honor to present these students who, having fulfilled the requirements set by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Science cum laude or Bachelor of Arts cum laude, are now to receive their diplomas.
By the authority of the state of North Carolina, with the approval of the faculty and with the consent of the trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science cum laude or Bachelor of Arts cum laude with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Sana Ali Mohammed, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Jenna Lee Arison, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Peter Andrew Bai, Bachelor of Science cum laude, honors in bioinformatics. Hayden Grace Bates, Bachelor of Arts cum laude, honors in public health. Alexander Thomas Barrand, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Catherine Hamilton Belanger, Bachelor of Science cum laude, honors in neuroscience. Carson Michael Blaylock, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Allison Elizabeth Boone, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Brielle Leanne Bowerman, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Anne Caroline Brockett, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Christina Marie Noel Brown, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Morgan Alexandra Birch, Bachelor of Science cum laude, honors in chemistry. Jasmine Ayana Burton Ackright, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Colin Maximilian Bai, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Christopher Glenn Cardwell, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Emily Colleen Carrick, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Jacqueline Marie Cosby, Bachelor of Science cum laude. Thomas Aquinas Champion Jr., Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Wen-Chiang Chen, Bachelor of Science cum laude in absentia. Anthony Michael Cianconi, Bachelor of Science cum laude and honors in chemistry. Erica Grace Clancy, Bachelor of Science cum laude, honors in psychology. Francis Benedict Corson, Bachelor of Arts cum laude. Rhea Carolyn Costantino, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Alec Klein Custer, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in digital studies. Violet A. Degnan, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in digital studies. Thomas Alexander DeMarzo, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in Chinese language and literature. Alexandra Taylor Demopoulos, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Michaela Marie DeRoshi, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Rachel Sheridan Dickerman, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Shannon Elizabeth Doherty, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Catherine Ann Donahue, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine Rose Dorrigan, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Madeline Newton Driscoll, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, high honors in educational studies. Blair Bray Ebert, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Ferrugia, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jeremy Edward Faust, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jonathan McAllister Ferguson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Beth Morgan Foote, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Rebecca Elise Foote, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Sarah Brayton Funderburg, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Amelia Wyant Gaither, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. James Austin Gessner, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Callan Elizabeth Geis, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kaylee Elise Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in chemistry. Jared Brendan Goff, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Adam Joseph Green, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. India May Gupta, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in communication studies. Allison Marie Hancock, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Catherine Rebecca Hardin, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Natalie Taylor Haight, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. John Cody Heron, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ian Jacob Hicks, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Christian Edward Holubinko, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Joseph Stephen Howard, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in political science. Elizabeth Martin Hunter, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Hui Un Her, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Emma Rochelle Johnson, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in environmental studies. Rebecca Alston Jones, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine Jean Joss, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ellen Joyce Keeley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jocelyn Andrea Kennedy, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Robert Charles Koff, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sarah Louise Costeries, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in sociology. Ross Andrew Cruzy, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Matthew Liggett Landini, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Elise Marie Lankewicz, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Samantha Nicole Lastris, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Amanda Lynn Lee, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine Irwin Liner, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shu Hong Lee, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shu Dong Liang, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jonathan Nong Lim, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in biology. Robert Patrick Mangone, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Mary Scott Manning, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Clara Esther Mansik, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Graham Neely McGahey Merima, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Catherine Duvall Marshall, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in history. Emily Bowling Marsteller, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Daniel Ward Martin, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in history. Anne Elizabeth Mason, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in public health. Molly Jewel Mathis, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sarah Iris McDonald, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Rachel Emerson McKay, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in sociology. Melissa Li Hua McKinney, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kathleen Kavanaugh Merlini, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Stephen Thomas Mershon, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Taylor Hodson Miller, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Stephanie Gish Momat, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in English. Mary Bedford Monroe, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Audrey Elizabeth Moore, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Daniel Ridgway Morris, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Catherine Alexandria Mosley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sara Salam Ayana Muche, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in public health. Hayato Nakanishi, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in chemistry. Santiago Navia Haramiju, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. James Nee, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Gloria Chinier and Louisdom, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Mackenzie Fairmont Nolan, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Patrick William O'Connor, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Samantha Grace Angchuan, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jason Tony Oteng Yame, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in economics. Livesey Ann Fareed Pack, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Angelina Maria Parker, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in data science and educational studies. Lucas John Pracher, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Holly Jean Querin, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in sociology. Andres Ignacio Ramos, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in history. Caitlin Emily Riley, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in environmental studies. Hannah Christine Reedon, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in environmental studies. William Kesnick Robertson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. David Hill Robinson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Thomas Everest Roca, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Ryan Michael Rotella, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Tiffany Ruan, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Rachel Elise Ritter Ruback, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Julia Marie Shaka, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ann Fitzsimmons Sadler, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Troy Jerome Sanders, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Cassidy Eileen Schultz, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Charles Thompson Sellers, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Cassandra K. Shannon, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Bruna Petrie Lessa Sequeira, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, honors in sociology. Isabel Soto, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. McDonald Allen Speed, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Catherine Elise Suzette Stephens, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Natalie Elizabeth Stern, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Alexander Robert Stoddard, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Straka, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tel Aviv Taye, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kendall Kilborn Thielman, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Nicholas A. Trevino, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Caroline Copley Turner, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, honors in Art History. Yufei Wang, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, in absentia. Benjamin Thomas Whitfield, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, in absentia. Devin Hanbury Windsor, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Samuel Lynn Winstall, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Eleanor Maxwell Yarbrough, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Hyungyu Cho, Bachelor of Science, cum laude, in absentia. Ryan Avery Zoldowski, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Will those students who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science magna cum laude or Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude please stand? President Quillen, I have the honor to present these students who, having fulfilled the requirements set by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Science magna cum laude or Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, are now to receive their diplomas.
By the authority of the state of North Carolina, with the approval of the faculty and with the consent of the trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science magna cum laude or Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Dennis Yao Akrobatu, Bachelor of Science magna cum laude. Ashley McNeil Alexander Lee, Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, honors in music. Marlene Arellano, Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, high honors in anthropology. Maximilian Joseph Auerbach, Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, honors in philosophy. Sarah Salah Aziz, Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, honors in religious studies. William Player Barefoot Jr., Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude. Caroline Fraser Bell, Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude. Elaine Ruth Bowe, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Alyssa Marie Bryan, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in political science. John Aaron Carlos Santa Cruz Chavez, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Yizhao Chen, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Adrian Chung, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jare Chiu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, high honors in mathematics. Elizabeth Agnes Cowan, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in history. Austin Dwayne Krause, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Connor James Crivello, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. William Stetson Damron, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Leon Magno da Silva, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. David Andrew de Grood, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in French and Francophone Studies. Nikolos Dokmetsoglu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in Physics. Peter Humphrey Donahue, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in Economics. Alexandra Whitney Dunn, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in Economics. Ethan McGinnis Faust, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in English. Ashley Sutherland Fink, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Mary Eleanor Frith, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Allison Nicole Fuhrer, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Chika Fuji, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, high honors in biology. Shirley Shuja Gu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Samantha James Gowing, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Charles Harding, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Shannon Alyssa Hayes, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in Arab Studies. Ella Kathleen Sado Heffler, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in history. Carrie Kathleen Honan, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Remy Elise Jennings, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Ariel Beatrice Rivera Corman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, high honors in languages and cultures of the Middle East. Andrei Kamenov Krachkov, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Rachel Crenshaw Lee, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in economics. Catherine Mary Laurie, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Lauren Thomas McFadden, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Jane Watson McGeehee, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in English. John Gilbert Walker Mogan, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Moore, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Papa Quadru Morgan Asiedu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Catherine Sykes Morris, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in environmental studies. Caroline Harper New, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, high honors in anthropology. Duran Parker Olinger, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Tyler Andrew Pfister, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Monica Lynn Prudencio, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, high honors in French and Francophone Studies. Melanie Gail Reimer, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Andrew Holland Reichard, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Genevieve Claire Rowe, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Rahat Sejwani, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Peter James Saunders, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Cerise Kumar Bandari Sharma, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Rosalind Lee Spell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in Environmental Studies. Margaret Eileen Stalker, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Blake Jacob Steinberg, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in Political Science. Sylvia Janet Strauss, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Abigail Clark Thielman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Annalie McCullough Tutterow, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, high honors in biology. Alexander Conkey Tyner, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Harrison Wright, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, honors in economics. Wenshin Shu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in chemistry. Zachary Dag Zapatero, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in biology. Huailin Zhang, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Yuyi Zhao, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Ijin Zhu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Will those students who have completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, or Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, please stand. President Quillen, I have the honor to present those students who, having fulfilled the requirements set by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, or Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, are now to receive their diplomas.
By the authority of the State of North Carolina, with the approval of the faculty, and with the consent of the trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, or Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Hannah Elise Fuller, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, high honors in French and Francophone Studies, first honor. Vincent Eno Thomas Hickel, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, honors in Physics, first honor.
We're coming near the end, I promise. This last part is called a charge, so all you parents don't panic. It's not the kind of charge you're used to getting from Davidson, so you can relax. That was a little bit of humor. This degree admits you to the company of those known to have enjoyed in unusual measure the privilege of scholarly training and liberal learning. Accept this degree as a sacred trust, the emblem of your obligation to serve. Hold it with honor to yourself, in loyalty to your alma mater, and in fidelity to God, to your country, and to humankind. Please stand as the Carl seniors will come forward and lead us in the alma mater.
Let us pray. Merciful Creator, bless us and keep us. Look with favor upon us as we go our separate ways. Be our guide throughout the sacred journey of our lives, that we may walk in paths of honor, compassion, faithfulness, and truth. And grant to each of us enduring hopefulness, peace, and loving kindness this day and always. To you be glory now and forever. Amen. So seniors, you can celebrate now.